Hi guys, was on MSN this morning and this came up. This is an image I've taken off eBay. The Royal Mint new gold bar. Apparently you can buy it from 1 gram to whatever, well, 1 ounce. Can't remember all the details about it, but they're saying, oh, it's an all singing, dancing, security feature, this, that and the other. Well, gold bullion you should not see anywhere with imperfections. No way, because it's different. It's a different setup to coins. Same principle, but different setup. If you look one way, you can see waves, and if you look another way, you can see this, that, and the other. Well, we've seen all this rubbish with the £2 coins and the £1 coins. So there you go. You know, it's it makes me laugh. I giggled when I saw this. I thought, yeah, what load of tosh is it going to actually be? Because bullion actually does come with not so much errors, they are imperfections. In the true sense, it is an imperfection. Sometimes they can come with a milkiness or a spot. I like this RM. Oh, here we go. 0000. What's that? Is that? No, they're all zeros. It's got Royal Mint there. Limited. And how much money they've made. This article had on MSN. It was it's unbelievable. But gold, if you got your eye on the news, all precious metals are going back to what they call a standard start, where the elite or the banks or whatever you want to call them are preparing to go back to gold as a means of currency. Well, I have watched a number of things on YouTube about what the banks are doing in America with regard to bullion dealers, and the banks were shutting down their bank accounts. That's a bit naughty, don't you think? But it's, at the moment, we're going through this, gold's been at its highest price in years. It's interesting to watch. If you really want to get involved in this, go on YouTube and look these things up. It's really an interesting subject. I don't think I'd ever buy a gold bar. I really don't. I think about the only thing that I'd be tempted to buy is gold, is the buffalo coin. This just does not interest me one bit. It doesn't mean anything to me. But to people who can afford it, good luck to them. I don't know what the other. Oh, the other side's Britannia. Because as soon as I see something like that, I'm immediately thinking 2015 Britannia, and the trident turns into a what was it? the trident turns into I can't remember. And I thought, because you know what I've said about the Britannia coins, because that was what I foretold. I said that before when they made the announcement of the coin. I said that that's where these errors will appear, on the trident and the other end with the fingers, and that's what provoked me to buy these coins as proof of that, and it has happened. It's the main error on the coin, so would I don't think you would see errors. Like I said, I think you might see imperfections, but not errors. But who's to know? No, they couldn't afford to. They couldn't afford to. But looking at this this image, because this is obviously in a blister pack, I'm just looking. It really does show you what my mentality is. There. What's that? My mind is just, I've got no faith in the Royal Mint to produce anything of worth. And I sincerely hope that something like that does come up. I really do. Because it's just, as I've said with all the way through my posts since I started going on about all this, I'm sure in my heart that somewhere along the line that's going to happen. I've not followed Bullion in this respect. I've only followed it on YouTube as a matter of interest and where we're going. So you're getting prepared. You're preparing yourself for what's coming. It's like all this. What crossed my mind while I'm doing this, when I saw this article on MSN, and they were going on about all these security features and all the rest of it, and my immediate reaction was to come on here and do what I'd done with the coins. But I'm not ever going to be able to spend money like this on, if I did have money I might do it, but I'm not going to be able to buy bullion. Who knows, maybe it will be available to the normal bulk bullion collector. I don't know, but it's not something that rocks my boat. It just doesn't. Precious metals, it doesn't mean anything to me. But the way things are going, we're preparing for something. They are preparing us for something. So it's an interesting subject in that respect, because Trump has already said that as a government they're going to buy into gold. The Bitcoin segment of society. Well, when you think what Bitcoin started out as, And it's only been the fact that they've been able to value, it's not shares, it's just bullion, I suppose. And you get these gold coins. But you think of the investments people have made with Bitcoin and what returns are being shown on them, it's really it's astronomical. If you started off with Bitcoin in its inception to what it'd be worth now, it'd be mad. The figure would be mad. You'd be worth a fortune. So but I don't intend to be here at the time of when this. It'll be interesting to see in a few years' time what these sold for and what they will be worth, because people do buy this as a means of saving rather than having physical money to have gold bars, which will, you would hope, humanity would carry on in that way. Doesn't mean to say that it would do. Gold is a precious metal just as any other one is, so it could be taken up in that form. But yeah, we're definitely heading, the more it goes on, the more it points to a cashless society. But these people in America, these coin bullion dealers, having their accounts shut down was the same sort of principle as Farage when he had his account shut down. The only thing is, of course, he had the power behind him to be of political persuasion. The normal person, on the street, in a shop, it's a bit of more difficult, and of course it turns your life upside down, especially if you've got a shop. If you haven't got a bank account, you're knackered. I mean, what can you do? And this is we've all been herded into this. Since the conception of everybody being paid by automatic wages. Your wages paid straight into the bank, which was a con, and I suppose it is still a con, but it was a con because they make money from that. It's the same principle as what they're going on about Temu. And what people don't realise is the real benefit for Temu. Doesn't matter, but you can send your stuff back and they can give you a refund. But they still make money. China still makes money in dollars in trade. So you can see where you're being deceived. Even if you get your money back, the chances are the exchange rate will be going up. So it's one of those things where you can't go wrong. And that's why they're flooding the market with all this junk. They don't really care. They're not doing you a favour. They don't really care. They're not interested in that. They're interested in hard cash. It's a brilliant way of manipulating through the exchange rate. And this is what you get. It's something that used to annoy me with eBay. you know, you would pay in dollars. You would pay that in dollars. So the bank is already making money on that. Then when it gets to China, they're making money on the other end on the same principle. And then if you at a later date return the item or whatever, that figure generally will drop. So it's like it's like try and do it in your head where you're buying currency to go on holiday, and the big con there is for that. And it's a con. It's like all this. See, when you think about the euro, how long ago that was, and still you can't buy euros freely. You still got to order them through the bank. It's and then again you got the same principle. They buy at a rate and sell at a rate, and of course them rates are always in their favour. I tell you the one thing that I had with that when I went to America in 2010, I thought it was a brilliant idea, not even thinking of a scam. And when you read the details, you know, if you took the principles of what it was sold like, these credit cards that you load up with your money, and some of the things that you had to. I'm trying to remember it. You had to spend something of such a value, or you incurred a charge. But if you didn't, if you spent something over the value, you was okay. And I think there was also a charge about withdrawing cash. There was a charge for that. Anyway, I didn't really use mine. And then when I came back and exchanged it back up, you know, I thought you was going to get the same rate back, but it doesn't. It doesn't work like that. And I said to myself, never again. Never again. But then you've got to take the risk of carrying cash, and you know for a fact it's always going to be thousands. You know, if you're going to America, you're going to be spending at least 2,000. You know, if you want to do all the sites and do a bit of gambling in the casinos and so forth. But in that respect, that cash was in your card, which is because it was safe, really. You know, it's certainly safer than carrying money. I certainly wouldn't do it. And I thought it was a good thing. I actually thought it really was a good thing, and in a way it was. But you paid a price. You paid a price for it, for the exchange rate. They were not clear in the terminology. What would happen? You know, when you brought it back, it's very vague now. That's 15 years ago, but yeah, when I changed it up, I was gutted. I was really gutted. You know, taken for a ride. And then if you didn't use it by a certain date, they would start taking interest, something like that. And yeah, it turned out to be a real con. You know, they sell it on the good points, but they never tell you about the bad points. Yeah, like I say, it's I lost a fair bit of money because I didn't really spend a lot of money out there when I was there. No, it put me off. It put me right off. You know, if you go to Spain, that's a bit different. Because the actual point was it's not so much a holiday of learning about the country that you're in, whereas America and Canada, you know, it's got sightseeing attractions as such. You know, it's got more going for it than Spain would have. But no doubt there are things. But this is the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. But it just made me laugh all about this singing and dancing security features it's got. And I just chuckled to myself. And that's the only reason I've got this on screen now. It did make me laugh, you know, because I've got this £2 and £1 in my mind. So I thought I'd just bring that up. I shall be posting this on YouTube. What have we got? When do we want it? Now. Oh, I've closed it all down, haven't I? Here we go again. Open up all these pages. I don't want that one, I want this one. Close that down. Oh, here we go. My bloody arm again. Oops. No. Oh, for Jesus' sake. See, these are bullion bars as well. Silver ounce. There's the old gold ounce. I don't know how much they're worth. But there's something about that coin that I just really do love. Don't know what it is. That's a nice little coin as well, isn't it? Seahorse. Barbados. Yeah. Oh, it's my watch. Oh, where is it then? Oh, I know what I haven't done. Just scroll it up, see if it is there. Right. Oh, here we go again. Oh, Britannia. Oh, here you are. Right. The other thing I'm going to do. Oops, no, not that one. Yes, I'm sure I'm right about these. These are digitized images. It's the real coin, but it's just done on a digital platform. What's this say? This is 20. Oh, 2020, of course it is. Do you know, I was looking at that and I thought it said 2024, and I thought, what? And there's your £1 security writing. Yeah, this is the other thing I was saying about the security writing on that gold bullion. Now, you see, because the Royal Mint are not producing pictures of their coins, look at this. So if this is a digitised image of the Royal Mint, they can't even get that right. That has come over. It's only a smidgen. It's not massive. But as you know, and I'm actually doing it now, the 2020. I've got a nice little pot, nice shiny coins, 2020. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, probably about a dozen coins, which I will go through with you. I've got to be careful now. Oh, pardon me. Oh, dear, my tummy not done like that. I do like this as a background music. So this is what we're doing. This is the first coin, and these coins are in nice shiny condition. Very shiny condition. They exhibit, where's my pen's disappeared. My pointer has disappeared. Someone's moved it. So I'm going to have to use this, which is not really very good. But here, see this line going around here? This is the milky part. Happens on gold coins. Can't remember exactly why it happens. You can do it. You can get rid of it by heating up the coin, apparently. Another interesting little subject that was. I'm lost without my pointer. I really am. Here it is. It's hiding under my... That's better. Get rid of that. That's a load of rubbish. Yeah, so this line here is where the milkiness is. You can see it on there. That's what that is. It's like just a washout mark. What, you know. But the coin's in shiny condition. Yeah, so we look at the crown prong. There's no sign of it riding up on the outer coin. But when we come down here, we see there's just a smidgen of a gap. So that means that smidgen of a gap should correspond to going up there. And I would imagine that smidgen goes in where this coin isn't properly seated. That's just by my own going by. What I've seen. Now, I'm a bit put off by this, what we're seeing here. I think it must have been on that 2021 coin I've just done. That you can see this on the magnifier. Now I'm just going to have a look, see if I can. Can't see it with that. Let's have a look, see if it's really deep. Oh, it's going to need a stronger light. Hard to tell. Even with my magnification, that's hard to tell whether those lines, and if you magnify, if I take the magnification in, it looks like they do, and it looks like there's these lines which you sometimes see coming away from the side. They span out, each side they span out, and I'm sure it was the 21 coin I did the post, so have a look at that. But this is a good example of what a magnifier picks up. So you can see that line goes round, completely around the coin. That's interesting. We will find out, because I've got, like I say, I've got 12 coins to show you, and these I've not touched them. I separated them when I did that post yesterday about coins. Nicely sort of set. Let's have a look, see what the yeah, but that's not